Well, what do you think?
You dazzle a stone in that outfit.
How about one flesh and blood Irish-American politician?
Oh, your hair is wonderful. I love your earrings. The dress could be a little more subtle.
I knew it was too much.
No. It's divine. It's absolutely perfect. Actually, I like it very much. It's rather becoming.
Polly, you are being impossible.
Well, I think it's important to maintain our sense of humor, sweetie, even in the most dire of moments.
Sense of humor, I'll be sure to remember that.
Oh, when Frank Ryan walks through that door and takes one look at you.
On the couch with Thatcher.
He'll be awash with lust and jealousy and rage.
May it happen. You know, actually, I feel a little badly about using Thatcher as a decoy. He's so proper, it doesn't seem...
Sporting?
Exactly.
Mr. Ross is going to get a free drink and spend a quiet moment with his employer. And when it's all over, you'll owe him a favor. Now, I hardly think that constitutes abuse.
Is it too obvious, Paul? I mean, having him here before Frank arrives.
Well, this is hardly the time to be having thoughts like that.
Damn it. I wouldn't be in this mess if I weren't crazy about him.
That I believe.
He takes me for granted, Paul, and he can because I love him.
Well, then all's fair.
And I have been desperate to find some way to focus his attention on me.
Instead of on Dr. Bolak's wife.
So?
Well, that dress will certainly focus Frank's attention on you. Have you ever considered the possibility that it might focus Mr. Ross's attention as well?
Thatcher? Don't be ridiculous. I'm his employer.
Some employer.
Polly, come on, stop. You're making me nervous and I'm terrified already.
Frank Ryan certainly has your number.
Yeah, he sure does.
Well, I think you're worth a dozen of that Jillian Bolak person. I only wish he had the sense to know it.
So do I. Okay. Wish me luck.
I do.
Thatcher, good evening. How nice of you to be so punctual.
Well, your summons made it sound urgent. However, I do feel that I'm not suitably attired.
Who was it, John?
Who? What? What are you talking about?
The fellow who died.
Who died? Did somebody die?
Well, you're looking at the obituary page.
Now, that is morbid.
Ah, well, now, John, there's nothing else could explain that expression on your face but the death of a good friend.
It's my commodities. They're down.
Is that all?
Is that all? That's plenty.
Well, how bad is it?
It's bad enough. I started out putting $5,000 into tin and aluminum. Now, that's exactly what Dee has her money in. And right off, I made a profit of $1,000.
Well, good.
Yeah, good. That gives me $6,000. Everything's hunky-dory, so I took my last $5,000 out of the bank and I put that into...
Oh, no, John, no, don't tell me that you put your last money into something...
Not my last money, exactly. Anyway, instead of that 11,000 growing, I'm down to 8. I lost the $1,000 profit and took 1,000 of my own besides.
No wonder you look like a good friend died.
I don't understand it. I mean, Dee is winning and winning, making more and more money all this year. I'm in it 2 weeks. 2 weeks doing exactly what she's doing, and I'm losing my shirt.
John, has it occurred to you that somebody up there might be trying to tell you something?
Ah, come on.
Look, John, I'm merely suggesting that you might be thinking at this time about getting out. O-U-T. So you won't lose the rest of your money.
That is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
Well, throwing $3,000 into a hole is dumb, too.
Now look, Dee has made herself rich. I am doing exactly what she's doing. What I don't understand is where I went wrong.
Well, if you ask me, and mind you, you didn't. You went wrong, John, when you started dreaming of getting rich very quickly.
Well, damn it. Dee did it, didn't she? Why can't I?
Roger, when we meet later, can we do something really extravagant?
To raise our flagging spirits?
Are you making fun of me again?
No, I'm simply suggesting, my turtle dove, that after a visit with my sister, who is still in a great deal of pain, and one very badly injured patient, I shall be in the mood for something festive.
Well, that's good, because I'm ready for a celebration.
Are you trying to tell me that you're richer this evening than you were this morning?
How's that saying go? The rich get richer and the poor get children?
Delia, you're not trying to tell me in some roundabout manner that,
Silly, I was only answering your question. You're not about to become a daddy. And while I'm not exactly richer, I sure saved myself a bundle today.
Well, those are two wonderful pieces of information. You know, your commodities investments are truly miraculous. Do you know how you do it?
Mm-hmm. It's all because of Maeve.
Maeve.
Yeah. I really believe that she's a saintly person, you know? And she's in touch with all the positive forces and the good things in the universe.
Including pork belly futures?
You're being superior and you don't believe, and that's why you can't do what I do.
All right, I'm sorry.
See, like last year when Maeve was so upset by the coffee prices, and I invested in tea because I believed that Maeve's indignation was a sign and there was going to be a cosmic response, and there was.
You caught tea in an upward trend.
Right.
I remember that.
And I stayed with it until I was over her house and she had a cup of tea that was so bitter that she couldn't drink it. And that told me to change.
Into tin and aluminum.
Yeah, she was wrapping something in foil.
Wrapping what?
I don't know, chickens or something.
Well, what made you go into foil? I mean, why didn't you go into chickens?
I just knew, that's all.
A mystical gift.
No, it's Maeve, I'm telling you. Like, I just left tin and aluminum because of her and went into new potatoes. And that was certainly a smart move because tin and aluminum are way down.
Well, I still don't understand, but who's to quarrel with success?
$110,000 worth of success.
110.
Uh-huh.
Look, honey, have you thought about taking some of that money out of commodities where it's always at risk and putting it into something a little safer?
Why should I do that?
Well, because it can go down as quickly as it goes up.
When Maeve tells me to get out, I'll get out.
Yeah, but in case that time comes, I mean, wouldn't you like to start thinking about where to put your money?
Oh, Roger, I hate planning. It confuses me. Besides, things never turn out like you're planning on them anyhow.
Well, nevertheless, maybe you could think about the possibility of buying a small business.
And go to work? Roger, the whole idea of going into commodities would be so I wouldn't have to work.
Yeah, but you could have other people work for you, and you could just collect the profits.
I could do that?
Well, it might do very nicely without all the risks that commodities involve.
Delia's department store.
Well, I was thinking of something a little more modest.
Delia's 5 and 10?
I give up. Look, after a quick visit to the hospital, I should meet you where?
I want to go to that new restaurant, the fancy French place, the Brittany du Martin.
Done.
Anyways, why should I think about a small business when my commodities are doing so well?
You've no idea how glad I am that you're here. Do you know my friend, Paulie Longworth?
No, I don't think so. How do you do?
It's Mrs. Longworth, but only as a matter of form. We've been divorced for so long, I'm not even sure I remember his first name. Was it Bruce? No, it was Harold. Anyway, my friends call me Polly.
Polly, yes. unforgettable.
May I get you a drink, Thatcher?
Perhaps not right at this
Please,
moment.
do have something, a martini.
Well, on the rocks.
My, it certainly is warm in here. Wouldn't you be more comfortable without your jacket?
I don't think so, actually.
Oh.
Polly, if you're worried about being late, you can take the car.
Oh, Ray, that is disgracefully heavy-handed. I'm going.
Not on my account, I trust.
Oh, Mr. Ross. I'm only a social butterfly who descends on Ray from time to time in search of a drop of nectar. Now, you and she, the two of you, are earnest, hard-working people. I'm sure you have far more important things to do than dally with me. Darn it.
Well, perhaps we can dally the next time.
Well, how delightful. I'm going. Ta-ta.
Polly's a little bit mad. If I hadn't sent her away, she'd have told you in clinical detail about certain habits of her former husband, which came to her attention when she discovered a hidden suitcase full of what she describes as the most remarkable photographs.
She'd have told me that?
Yes. Then we'd never have gotten any work done at all.
Oh!
I am sorry. Oh, Thatcher, please forgive me.
No,
let me
no,
take it
it
off.
doesn't
Let me
matter.
take it off right now, and we'll just hang it up to dry, I insist, and it'll just be fine. That was such a clumsy, stupid thing to do, really.
No. If you
I'm
insist.
sorry. We are getting off to a very bad start, aren't we? Well, now, what I was hoping for was a status report on Mary Ryan Finelli.
Were you really?
Was I really what?
Hoping for a report on Mary.
Yes, of course.
Oh, I see. Well, all in all, I'm quite pleased with her. Earlier on today, I had occasion to change her from the 6 o'clock news to the 11 o'clock news, and she could have regarded that as a demotion.
And what happened?
Oh, she took it quite well.
Well, how did you manage that, given Mary's temper?
Well, really, she didn't have much choice since she's still in her trial period, but I thought Mary handled it quite gracefully.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to hear that. That's such good news.
And she gets on very well with the other members of the department, and I'm sure you've been seeing the ratings.
Oh, yes, of course. And Thatcher, you are to be congratulated.
Mrs. Woodard, would you mind telling me what I am doing here this evening?
I thought, we have not talked lately.
You wanted to have a talk.
Yes, I felt that time had come for us to review things.
A business conference.
Yes. Are you surprised?
No, not at all. It's just that the general atmosphere does tend to remind one that you are not just the chairperson of WWPW, but an extremely attractive woman as well.
I wanted to make it cozy.
And exactly what do you mean by cozy?
What we are.
Ah,
Thank you for the compliment, though.
yeah. I simply wanted to understand what you had in mind.
A relaxed, casual, professional conversation.
Well, that is a great relief to me because, you see, I've always found that mixing business with pleasure leads inevitably to disaster.
Thatcher, truer words were never spoken. Excuse me.
Certainly.
Frank, good evening.
Hello, Ray.
You know Thatcher Ross, the head of our TV news section, don't you?
Hello, everybody.
Good evening, Delia.
Oh, it's such a beautiful spring night.
Good evening, Dee. I was just thinking about you.
You were? What were you thinking?
Well, for one thing, you're looking a little more cheerful than I might have expected.
Oh, why shouldn't I? Everything's wonderful. Tell me, where's little Johnny?
He's still over at that birthday party. Maeve went over to collect him.
Oh, I was gonna visit with him. Before I meet Roger for dinner, guess where we're going? That fancy new French restaurant, the Brittany du Matin.
Listen, Dee, you got a minute?
Sure, Johnny, what?
Come on. You see, I don't understand how you can be so cheerful, Dee, with tin and aluminum down the way they are.
Well, why shouldn't I be? I'm not in tin and aluminum anymore.
You're not?
I'm in new potatoes.
When did you do that?
The other day when I was here. Why, Johnny?
Well, Dee, I made a decision. I'm in commodities, too. I went to see your Mr. Grimley. I'm in tin and aluminum.
Johnny, that's terrible. They're plunging.
Look, I read the papers, Dee. I know they're plunging. What I don't know is when you got out of them.
Well, the day we were sitting here talking, and Mae was saying how much she liked those new potatoes, and she couldn't get enough of them. Well, I decided if they were good enough for Mae, they were good enough for me, so I called Mr. Grimley and I told him.
Yeah, well, why didn't you tell me?
Well, it never occurred to me.
Well, of course it didn't, Dee. Listen, that's all right. There's no reason why it should have.
I didn't even know for sure you were in commodities.
Of course you didn't, Dee. I was. I mean, I am. Sit down a minute, Dee. I wanna ask you something.
Okay.
Listen, sweetheart. Would you have any serious objection to telling me what your investments are?
You mean my commodities?
Yeah. What they are, and if you're thinking of making any change.
I suppose not.
Oh, that's terrific. That's a great relief. Thank you, Dee. I'll get out of tin aluminum in the morning and into new potatoes. You know, you have taken on a remarkable position in this family, Dee.
I have.
Oh, yeah. There was a time when you were a poor, sad little creature we had to nurture and protect.
Well, you were all very good to me. I know that.
I hope we were, Dee, because now you have a chance to be good to us.
Johnny, you know I'd do anything.
Yeah, well, it's the commodities. Now, Dee, you are a genius at them. I mean, you've transformed yourself from that shy, insecure little girl into a self-assured businesswoman.
Well, I know I made a lot of money, but I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, well, you did it with your own brain, Dee. I mean, you did it yourself. No help from anybody.
That's true, I did.
So, I thought maybe I'd take a little of the Ryan family money and put it into your securities so we can all share in your good fortune. I mean, if that's all right with you.
Johnny, I'd love for the family to share my good fortune, only...
Only what?
Well, it just seems like such a big responsibility.
Well, now, don't you worry about that,
But
Dee.
I will.
Oh, sweetheart, you go right on about your business, and everything will be fine, just fine.
All right. I guess I'll get going and go meet Roger.
Atta girl, listen, you have a real nice dinner now.
Oh, thank you. I will. Good night, Kevin.
And a fine, grand evening to you, Delia.
Everything's going to be all right now, Kevin. In fact, I got a feeling everything's going to be just dandy.
Well, since you are here, let me get you a drink.
I'm sorry, I didn't expect you to have company. What, didn't you get my message?
Oh, yes, I did, but unfortunately, I'd already planned my evening. There just wasn't time to reschedule everything that had been arranged.
Well, there is something I need to discuss with you, Ray.
Oh, good. Well, then why don't we take it up first thing in the morning, whatever it is.
I have appointments tomorrow morning.
Oh, well, what a pity. I guess it'll just have to wait till another time. Thatcher and I have a full evening ahead of us.
I see. Well, good night, Mr. Ross.
Good night, Senator Ryan.
He has an Irish temper. He'll have cooled down by morning.
I shouldn't count on that.
Thank you for not running for cover.
Well, not at all. The moment I found out why I was here, I thought it was appropriate to be cooperative. Well, this might have dried off a bit by now.
Please, you don't have to run. Would you like to finish your drink?
No. Senator Ryan has come and gone. I don't think you have any further need of me.
Well, we certainly can discuss the news department situation any time.
You are entirely at my disposal during business hours.
Thank you so much for coming over.
I regard it as part of my ongoing education. Good night, Mrs. Woodard. And thanks again.
Thank you. Good night, Thatcher. Thatcher, you will send me the cleaning bill?
These boys and drama, oh my. Catch up with the 5 sexy singles who are putting a new spin on Southern charm. Don't miss an all-new Southern Bells Louisville, Thursday at 10 on SoapNet.